you've seen shirt bleaching before. If not, Whoa. Ah, crap. Well, there goes another clone. I gotta clean that up.
Hi, I am Mickey Clements, and I used to make stuff like this. This is a precision tip hot glue gun. It's basically the same as any other glue gun, except that it has an additional tiny tube added to the end of the outlet. You can see that it has a slightly smaller hole compared to a standard glue gun. This gives you a lot more control over the glue as it's coming out, plus it lets you get into small, awkward spaces with a bit more ease. Now this really wasn't that expensive, I think only $5 or $6. You can of course get much more expensive ones, but I mean they all pretty much do the same thing. As long as they're squeezing out melted glue, that's all you really need it to do. All that said, I think I have a way to pretty easily convert a standard glue gun into a precision tip glue gun, so I want to give that a try. So brand new glue gun, about $2, $3, and to make the precision tip, I'm going to use a decorating tip, one with the smallest opening I can find. This is a Wilton number 2, which I think means they even have a number 1, which would be even smaller, possibly too small. But this is pretty much the exact same size as my store-bought precision tip hot glue gun, so I think this is going to work perfect. Take that out. So pretty much all that's involved is just attaching this onto there. That's it. We're all done. No, of course there's a few things to do. The first thing I want to do is actually cut off this protective silicone cover. There we go. Now depending on the size, if your glue gun, if it's a mini glue gun or like a full size glue gun, you might not even need to modify the tip. I could probably get away with just putting this on, but I don't like that there'd be, about a ½ inch of gap between the real tip and the adjustment tip. So it all just kind of fill up with glue. I just don't think it would work as well. So I'm probably gonna cut this down just a little bit so it fits a bit tighter on there. I'm also going to sand this back to actually make this hole bigger. I don't know if that'll do much, but I feel like it will work better if this opening is larger as it goes into the smaller ones. So I'm gonna go do those 2 modifications real quick. Alright, so our hole on there is quite a bit larger, and then our frosting tip fits on there pretty well. So now to get that on there permanently, I'm just going to use some water weld, just a 2-part fast setting epoxy. Just cut a bit off, mix the 2 colors together. That'll start the chemical reaction. Then in about 5-10 minutes, it'll be a solid chunk of epoxy. I always regret not wearing gloves when I use it, but it's certainly easier to work with. You know how much I love sticky stuff on my hands. Oh, I hate it. Quickly go get some water. Thankfully you can use water to smooth it out and make it look a bit better. And it makes it quite a bit less sticky. Okay, so I have one other idea that I wanted to try for attaching the tip to the glue gun, and this method doesn't involve having to shave this down. It will involve a blowtorch though. So I just have a block with a hole. I'm going to set my tip in there like so. And my thought is if I can heat up the tip, I might be able to just slide it right onto the glue gun, kind of melting the plastic, locking it right in place. So I'm going to give that a try. Well, hey, that actually worked. That actually looks really nice too. I do wonder if there's too much space in between the original tip and here. It's definitely welded on there though. So I mean it's stuck in there. Alright, well that looks pretty good. Let's give it a quick test, see if it actually works. Yeah, still works perfectly. So here we have our standard glue gun. Here we have the homemade precision tip and the store-bought precision tip. Well, that works great. And again, this is the #1 tip. It's barely 1 millimeter in diameter. That gives you some ultra fine control over the glue. So yeah, if you don't have any epoxy putty, but you have a blowtorch, just go ahead and heat up the tip and melt it right on there. And you can barely even tell that that's been modified. That looks like it should. Cool. Well, there we go. I think that worked great. If you need some more precision out of one of your glue guns, this is a super easy mod to do, and it works really well. I can definitely get a lot more control out of the glue gun, so I'm really happy with that. I think that Baker's tip, piping tip, worked perfectly. That was the perfect thing to make a new nozzle. I do like that the precision glue guns you get have this kind of extended little tube. That makes it really nice to get into some really tight, fine spots. So that is one advantage that the ones you can buy have over this method, but this still works great. You're still gonna be able to get down into some really fine corners and have all of the control over the glue that you need. And all you need to do it is just a frosting tip and some epoxy putty. So my sincere thank you for watching. Once again, I am Nicky Clements. If you're wondering, Nick is short for Nicholas, and the D stands for Dollop. Anyway, I'm off to make something else. Now when installing a ceiling mounted light, or really anything mounted to the ceiling, you probably should be using a safety chain, or a safety cable, as cable is what's usually used. Now this is just a piece of wire, so it's far from a proper safety cable, but this is far from a proper studio. Regardless, the purpose of the safety cable is that if the main anchor point for the light fails, the safety cable will catch the light, preventing it from falling on any crew members and/or clones.